I don't know what Kindle's on today. Um, so I'm your host today,
Hello.
and today's topic is going to be religion, and not necessarily specific religions, but just how people,
All of them.
yeah, all of them are on the table, and just how people have, used them and it has affected you, whether it be positive, negative, whether it's made you think about things in a different light necessarily, and that bit right there is going to be our first little subtopic. Have you guys ever talked to or seen any other religion besides maybe, Christianity or um, anything, any aspect of any other religion that made you
Mm,
question just life,
Question it
just kind of,
how, like, question it in, like, made us
and then
be like, oh, they have a point?
in
Or,
an enlightenment way, yes, just kind of
okay,
like,
just one that we closely related to at some point?
yes,
Or
because
understood? Okay.
free will is the number one thing with people, the freedom to choose that religion. Have you ever been like, this makes sense, and you looked further into it with any kind of religion?
do we have to make it some titles, or can we just say it?
We're doing titles. We do titles every day. But do you want to get us started with a story? An
Um,
example?
my mother, my title would be cross
You're the
country.
host. You don't have to do a
Oh,
title.
Lucky.
my mother explored a few different things, and one that kind of stuck to me was Buddhism. We would visit Buddhist temples, and she would study their practices and follow through with some of the practices, even though we had other, practices, which was interesting to me. And it showed me that you didn't just necessarily have to stick to one religion. It's the ideals that come from them that you have to grab. And one thing that I did was finding some sort of inner peace and finding that peace within the rest of the world. Um, it was really interesting to see. I wish I knew what they were saying whenever we would go to those temples, but you could just sense how peaceful everything was around that area, and you could really sense how just how calm the environment was. There was no negativity. It was bliss. And I
Yeah.
didn't explore it further growing up, but I understood as a child that they really were, about finding that balance and finding that peace, and that kind of always stuck with me.
Yeah, Buddhism is really like pretty, I guess, passive religion. You don't really have to do a lot of things. You just gotta like balance the other things out in your life. It's pretty chill.
Me
Pretty chill thing.
personally, I don't know too much about Buddhism to say. I know it's a pretty it's I think it's like one of the top 12 religions or something, and
Yeah, that's one of them.
yeah, like one of the top ones. I really don't know too much about it though. I guess I would say my title is healing.
Okay. Oh, okay. I guess good
Either
same.
one of you, yeah.
Uh, I guess mine would. Okay, but I guess mine would be Nirvana. I guess
Nirvana.
it's related. Ethan, shut up.
Yeah, true. I can't. Mine would just be simple. Mine would just be coming together.
Coming together.
Yeah, we're coming undone. Yep.
Uh, let's listen to Ethan's first. Coming together. I want to know what that one's about.
Well, alrighty then.
Come together.
Nah, I say coming together just because the first thing I thought of was when I was a young kid. this kind of relate. And this the only reason I knew and went to this like about church or this place was because I like 2 months old. Both my parents were working at the time. 'Cause like I said, I wouldn't like expected. So like it was kind of like out of the blue, and so they were both working at the time, and they had to like find a babysitter, but they wanted to find a good one because nobody just wants to leave their kid with a random person, and so they found an elder lady who had taught in this like in the area because my mom's mom used to teach in that same area too, so they kind of knew like went to school, so like she knew she was like pretty sweet or whatever. She was like just a real nice person. So like 2 months old, she's known me since I was like 2 months, and she would watch me all the time. And eventually, when I got like to 8, like 8 or no, like yeah, 7, 8, she would take me up this road, little road up, kind of like the country part of town, and it like was this little like little Baptist church. And so like and I didn't know the difference, but like a Baptist church. I never understood the difference, but there was never like no harsh like teachings or never like no, like it wasn't never like uncomfortable. Like it was always like people just being real cool to you, and like actually like even if they didn't know you, they would like welcome you like as if they knew you and just start like talking to you and making
All
you
about
feel welcome.
community.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like that's what I got from it. Because I didn't go there all the time, but I would go there throughout the years. Like they low key be like, oh hey, you're back, good to see you again. Never like, oh you didn't come here, like and nothing like that. And like they didn't center it around you. Like they didn't try to like always be making you an example if you were new. Like they were always just more about like they just wanted everyone to like get it, like I guess get the I kind of just forget blank things. I don't forget what they call them since so long since I've been, but they were like lessons or stuff like that. But just to get their kind of their what they're trying to say across. Like this is what we're trying to talk about today, and this and that. We want you to understand this, understand that, and then I mean and that's what I'm saying. That's what I got from it. And they also try to, and like when you were a kid, it was cool because they would like incorporate like well, there was this thing, I can't remember this thing for the life of me. It was this thing that I actually genuinely enjoyed it. I was a badass little kid, and I enjoyed this thing we did in the summer. It was a vacation Bible school. I ain't gonna lie, I used to go, and that shit was like actually kind of fun. So like that's what I'm saying. It didn't have to and it didn't have to be just playing video games or like dude. That's what I'm saying. Like you could. It's all about if you just actually like are in a good mood when you're there and you're not thinking like trying to be negative about it. And I wasn't trying to be like that because I'm like I'm on these other people's time. I'm on their like in their on their, you know what I mean, the place they frequent line I really take serious. So I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna like actually divert my attention to them, hear what they have to say, and just anyone comes up to me, say hey, how are you doing, just shit like that, because it's like why not.
Yeah. Just
Yeah,
the
I know.
idea of like being included, makes you gravitate more towards, being like this is what it's all about, Yeah.
Yeah, no, I also went to one of those church summer things back when I was 5 or 6. There's this little place in Duncanville called Concord, if you know what that is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know what that is.
Yeah.
We went on like field trips every week. We went to go to the movies, went to the planetarium, went to the Dallas Ball one time. The big ball, whatever it's called.
The
It's called the Ball.
Yeah, the ball.
Reunion
Oh,
Tower,
yeah.
they call it now.
The Reunion Tower, yeah.
Have you ever eaten up there?
I have actually.
Fantastic.
It was like an 8th grade field trip, but that time.
Oh, really?
Actually had like an 8th grade ball, like end of the year 8th grade ball there. It wasn't in the tower though; it was in the building next to the tower.
Oh,
Yeah, so that was fun. So I've been like 3 times, funny enough. But yeah, I know the like church summer school thing. It's pretty chill vibe,
Yeah.
Not too bad.
yeah.
Yeah. I actually, a lot of people don't assume this, but I actually used to go to Sunday school, like just fully
Okay.
enrolled in Sunday school. And I remember liking it for the most part. I remember liking that they always kind of had something going on, you know, and so many people were involved in the community that it was just this big mix of different things every week that they had. Like, if you weren't into, like, super into one thing that they were having, like, you might be into, like, the next thing, you know? Like, just the variety that they would have rolling through there, they were always really good about. So I definitely feel you on that, Ethan.
Yeah, the whole aspect of community when it comes to religion is probably one of the most important aspects because it teaches you to be humble. It teaches you to be somebody that thinks outside themselves, and I really enjoyed that story.
Empathy.
Honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Cat healing. Hear yours.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. So, like I said, I used to go to Sunday school. As a Hispanic, Latina woman, my family is primarily religious. It's just a cultural thing. My mother's very religious. Majority of the people on my dad's side are very religious, like my grandpa, my aunts, all of them. And it never really clicked for me. I would say I'm one of the more progressive ones in my family. I'm not traditional in almost any sense. And I have a cousin who is like that in a lot of ways too. And he's always been one of my biggest supporters, and I've always liked just how he's always handled situations and everything. And I remember one time me and him had got into a conversation about it, and it was the first time that I had learned what being agnostic is. And just the idea that you don't know for sure, you know? Just believing that there is something out there, some sort of entity or deity, you know, some sort of higher power, but you're not totally sure what it is, you know, or what they do or why they're here, you know, just kind of felt more safe in a way. I felt like I didn't have to give up certain parts of myself that I valued as far as being a progressive person and my own individual, that I felt like I had to around other religions, but I felt like I could kind of give myself up to something without being ashamed of maybe who I am or, you know, certain things that I've done, you know, mistakes. And for me, that really healed an inner child within me. Just the idea that I could do things, you know, and that I could do things and I could be a human being, and I could know that there is something within me spiritually, and that there's something with me spiritually, that is always going to have my back. And whatever that is, it could be ancestors, it could be a deity, it could be a bunch of things, but just the idea, the introduction of that idea sent me into a lot of what my spiritual beliefs are today. And I think that did a lot more for me than anything more, a more uniform religion probably ever could for me. Just because it allowed me to express myself more freely, knowing that I can be a very rebellious person.
Okay. No one has any thoughts on that?
I'm formulating right now.
Formally?
Formulating.
Great.
Formulating, yep.
I honestly thought somebody else was going to say
having
something.
really bad stomach cramps.
Great.
Is it that time of the month for you?
Huh?
Is it that time of the month for you?
Huh. No, I just
God,
had a big dinner. So
Yeah, okay.
that's fair.
Yeah.
Okay. Kendall?
no.
Yes.
Oh, you were going to say something?
Go
Ethan?
ahead.
No, yeah, I was pretty much just like kind of. I honestly, yeah, I would. I was just debating. Like, yeah, I pretty much agree with that because honestly, it is like, 'cause it is about the not knowing. Like, that's what I'm saying. That's kind of how I be. I just be like, yeah, like I'm over here not knowing shit.
Yeah, just accepting that you don't
It's
know.
like, yeah, I don't. Like, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna have that knowledge. So what?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna form. Like, I'm not gonna be out here preaching this and that. Or, but I mean, that don't mean I won't listen, or that don't mean I won't like stop or listen to see what someone has to say. Or
Yeah,
Yeah.
just
Like,
accepting
listen to
that like
something.
I don't know, but finding comfort in that's a possibility. You know,
Yeah.
like it's
You know, sometimes it's good not to know some things. You know, you don't want to know everything. There's some things you don't want to know. You know,
Yeah.
that's probably true.
and I know that the hard way. So
Oh, great. Yeah, Socrates, my bad.
what? Yeah,
I don't know
anyways,
what that is. Kindle.
I don't know either.
Soc-
Yeah,
Mr.
that's me.
N-
Socrates.
Nirvana.
Yeah. Fair.
No, it's a great band. It's also like Buddhist heaven or whatever.
Socrates was a philosopher.
I don't. Oh, Socrates. Okay, I thought you keep saying soccer cheese. I was like, what the hell? is
That's what
Soccer
I'm
cheese?
comparing.
oh my lord.
But
actually awesome. I love everything.
but Socrates. Okay, that great Greek philosopher. I don't think he's Greek, but whatever.
He's a Greek.
Okay, cool. The great Turkish. Anyways, yeah, Nirvana. You know, a little
Yeah.
short here. Yeah,
Jesus.
you know. Damn it, Ethan. Okay, but it's funny. It's funny you brought up like the whole Buddhist thing earlier because as a kid I was like, wait a minute, that makes a lot of sense. Basically, like in the death and afterlife part is like when you die, you come back to someone else. You know.
Oh, reincarnation.
Reincarceration.
Yeah.
Reincarnation.
Reincarnation.
Reincarnation. Yep.
Sorry. Thinking about
Reincarnation. Which they believe it's like you come back as like you die, come out as a dog or whatever.
Well, it depends on how you are.
Yeah, sure.
That's like a cool. I'm not too versed on it, so I'm not even gonna speak on it or like take over your story. But they have like it's like a way of debating on like
It's
how
like a
you behave
whole-
here. Yeah, it's pretty.
You
Yeah.
know, you die, you come back, die, you come back, die, come back, die, come back. But if you're a really good person, you get to go to name of the thing, Nirvana.
You get to be an eagle, but if you're
You get
rude, you
to-
get to come back as an asshole.
Oh, so like me, I guess. You know, which I guess because which kind of explains these things for me. Like you just had these dreams that I was someone else.
Why did
So
I
was
do
it?
this? I'm sorry, Kendall.
What did you do, man? Okay, no, right now you're bringing something in the way. So
Oh, okay.
Oh, my
No.
I had to get one in, man. I had to get one in.
Mm.
But like
I'm dying to
you
hear
know,
the story. I really am.
yeah, no, because but if you're a good person, though, a really good person, you know, you have the option of coming back, or you get to go to Nirvana and be with the gods and the goddesses in the sky, looking
Just
down on you.
ascending to a
Just
higher
ascending.
plane.
Yeah, I was making it sound all cool and stuff. But
Oh,
yeah,
okay. Yeah.
ascending to a higher plane.
Well, because
Yes.
as cool as you make it sound, we don't know what that higher plane is.
Yeah.
It ties
could
into
be-
what Kat was saying, you know. For
it
all
could be
we know,
Montana, for all we know, I don't know.
It could be Kansas.
Oh,
That would
God.
be terrible, wouldn't it?
It would
That
be all
could
that
be it.
corn.
Like we could just be shitted on our whole life. Things gonna be like New Zealand, some nice place, and it's fucking flat Earth, Kansas.
Yeah, Kansas, full of dirt roads and corn. You know,
wait,
Was that
Yeah,
the end
I'm-
of your story, Kendall?
uh,
Just talking about when Nirvana was.
diabolical.
I mean,
Ugh.
that was a good portion of it. I'm open to any any thoughts or anything.
I
I mean-
think it's really interesting that you talked about the whole energy aspect of it because that is actually something that's been scientifically proven that energy is not created or destroyed.
Yeah, it's
and-
just it's
Yeah, it
yeah.
transfers from one form to another, and that's all that people are. People hold their own energy. And
Yeah.
so the
Did you
idea
know we're made of stars? You know, we're technically stars.
that goes back into what I'm talking about, that energy is not created or destroyed. So
Okay.
we're all energy. So the energy that is in our bodies came from either a different person or a different being. Whenever we die, that energy, either this is where people believe that ghosts are just energy that's left over, or, our energy goes back into the ground, that energy is transferred, and it changes forms, like our energy could be, like a food source for something else, or it could just be transferred into energy
Chicken
that an animal uses later on, and that kind of scientific theory, I feel like, is very, very close to the idea of reincarnation. Like, I feel like there's a thin line in there,
Yeah.
to where it could definitely be very, very close to that. I'm not saying that I, absolutely think that Buddhism is 100% for sure, but the energy
Yeah,
transfer
I wasn't saying that either. I was just saying that,
Yeah.
that makes most sense,
Yeah, no, it's a real thing, and whenever the universe is created, all that energy went somewhere, and it's on the world, and we happen to be on that world. Our energy has existed for much longer than we think it has, and it will exist way after us,
Yep.
and that's something to really, really think about. So I totally agree with that.
Yeah, I always thought that was a very interesting concept. Like I said, I never looked too far into it. Like Kendall was saying, if you're good, you will ascend. If you're amongst the best, you'll ascend. If you are
Kansas,
good,
yeah.
you come back as something equally as good as you acted. If you are not good, you will come back as something, karma, basically.
Yeah.
Karma's is an
I
Hindu
should have brought that up
belief.
too.
Karma is not actually something that other religions believe in. It's an Hindu belief.
Gotcha.
We use karma
Hindu?
we use karma interchangeably, but for people who are Hindu, it is an actual karma. She is an actual being. So we use karma metaphorically. Yeah, we use karma metaphorically, but in total honesty, it's an Hindu belief. Yeah.
Do you believe in karma? Like, if you do something bad happened to you?
See,
I
there's
definitely do.
there's a difference between belief, because if you believe in karma, and this is what I'm saying, we use karma interchangeably, but karma is a deity. I would say that I do believe in karma as a deity. I believe that that's a very natural law. It's a law of nature that, the energy that you put out forms into something else, or it comes back to you.
Back.
Yeah. I believe that, maybe she is responsible. That kind of goes into my agnostic. I don't know if she's real for sure. But she is a Hindu belief. And a lot of people throw karma around and don't know that that's an actual deity.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What comes around goes around and all that.
Just like a
Yeah.
hula hoop.
Maybe. Can't say it for sure.
The Hindu hoop.
And that goes into kind of goes into my next one.
Awesome.
Any experiences that you guys have had positively with other religions, just exposure towards that, just somebody exposing you towards religion in a positive manner. For me, it would be my family knows a priest. My mom and dad were married by him. He baptized me.
You're baptized.
He's yeah. He was at my 15th birthday party and he blessed everyone there. And some people did not enjoy that feeling because they didn't believe in such, which is perfectly fine. If you don't believe in one thing or another, it's totally up to you. But the thought behind it was that he's trying to send good energy towards you. It's not necessarily trying to throw the religion onto you, but showing you that they're open to sending love and
Love,
good
peace,
energy
and good
your way.
vibes your way.
Basically, you know, and that day in particular I thought was really nice because, like I said, I know some people were uncomfortable with that, and as uncomfortable as they may have been, it was nothing against them and their beliefs. It was simply just trying to send good energy their way.
I do feel like you can do that though without doing it through your religion if you know that the people you're doing it towards don't follow the same beliefs, because as a priest he's kind of doing that as an extension of God. And if other people aren't comfortable with that, then it's more, I mean, he's still kind of just doing it even though they were uncomfortable with it. You know what I mean? And then at that point, it's still him following. I mean, I'm not saying he can't follow his own beliefs, but if he is doing it to people and they've mentioned that they're uncomfortable with it, it is kind of putting them in an awkward situation.
No, yeah, but the thing is that they didn't speak out about it, and he said if this is not your belief, you may step away now. He didn't just start praying.
Oh,
You know,
you
he
did not make that
spoke.
clear.
Yeah, that's my fault. But he spoke, and the people who were uncomfortable still decided to stay.
Out of respect,
And they also, yeah, maybe out of respect, I assume, but they also did not speak out against it. You know, as uncomfortable as they may have been, it wasn't to the point where they were saying, you know, and again, if they didn't want to be around for that, they totally could have stepped away. I saw an uncle of mine step away because he's an atheist, full, I don't believe in a higher power kind of thing. You know, he stepped away. So it's, you know, he didn't just start praying out of nowhere. He,
Gave them the opportunity.
yeah,
Okay.
he's
You did not
he's
make
very
that
fair.
clear at first. You just said that
Yeah,
you
that's my
started
fault.
blessing everyone, even, and there were some people there that were uncomfortable. That's all you said.
Yeah, that's my fault. I should have been a little clearer.
that
But
makes more
yeah,
sense now.
people. Yeah, no, he and I love this about him is he understands that people have their religious preferences, so he's not going to sit there and tell you that you're wrong based off of what you do or do not. Because we're humans, we're people. We're
Just
allowed to
being
do as we.
respectful. Yeah, just
Yeah.
basic respect. Yeah.
And so I was wondering if anybody else had any similar experience to that, where somebody was just trying to send a good energy your way.
Sending good energy your way or having a positive experience with someone who is religious. Those are two different things.
Okay. Yeah, the second one. Having a positive experience with somebody who's religious.
Okay, like, yeah. Having a good experience with someone while they're being religious towards you. That wasn't, like, totally awkward and horrible.
Sorry,
I have a title already.
Okay.
The
What's your
Boys in
name?
Orange.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Thea Francis.
Dia Francis? Okay, I'm not
Yeah.
sure who that is, but alright.
Yeah, I can't. Damn, the title was hard. I don't know why I'm being creative. Hard. Yeah, I'm stuck here. I'm just gonna go with the very. I don't even have a title. That would be the title. I would give you the worst than having a title. That's terrible. No title today. No
So your title is No Title Today. Got it.
No title
There
today?
we go.
There you go.
Hey, that's the title.
Okay.
There,
I'll-
saved your ass there.
I want to hear about Thea Francis first.
Alright, cool. Let's see how it is.
So on my mother's side, we had this Thea Francis, and she had been struggling a little bit. And like I said, my mother and that whole side of the family is very religious, and so they had put her in kind of like a hospice home, if that makes sense. Where she was getting the care that she needed and making her just like as comfortable as possible. But it was a very religious institution as well that kind of fit with their beliefs. And at the time I had kind of already decided that I didn't really conform with that, but I was just there trying to be respectful and be there for my family and everything. And I had like seen this nurse a few times. I was kind of helping out, and she like just like regular nurse, just coming in, checking on everything, and just doing her job and everything. All the other ones, I don't know if anyone else noticed this, but every single time, like we would like enter or leave, they would be like, "You guys have a blessed day," like, that kind of stuff, just like in passing, and she was the only one who did not say anything like that,
Ooh, rebellious. I like it.
No, I wouldn't really say she was rebellious. I would just say that she just wasn't as vocal about it. Like, obviously she worked in a place that kind of fell in line with her beliefs and everything. And we had a family member there because of her beliefs. But she wasn't addressing the family in a way that was just in passing, just kind of like everyone else was. I wouldn't even say that I was like irritated with the comments in passing, but it was just something that like kind of stuck out to me, because I was like, I would kind of like hold my breath, I would kind of just be like, okay, they're gonna say the thing, and then she wouldn't, and I would be like, oh, like,
What?
yeah, I would just be like, oh, like, and I feel like that sounds kind of bad, but I kind of had to deal with that 24/7, and like, and I still deal with people that say it every now and then, and it could mean a bunch of different things, but
Imagine.
it was just, I was already kind of uncomfortable being around that many people in that kind of environment. Like, me personally, I was uncomfortable, and I don't know if she could pick up on that or not. I don't know if she was just trying to be respectful of all the different family members that were there, because it's not like we like walked in and then filled out a survey saying, what our religious preference was, like, I think she just thought about it off the bat, to not do that, you know what I mean? Like, I just think that she was just kind of like, I mean, I work in this institution, obviously my religious preferences is known, some of the family may be, but some of the family may not. I think she just thought about that, like, off the bat, and it made me 10 times more comfortable. Like, I would literally, like, I would feel so uptight and so stressed out in a lot of those situations, and so I felt like I was there to just, I felt like that kind of helped me relax a little bit and focus on, like, put me at ease enough to kind of focus on why I was there. You know what I mean?
Right.
If that makes any sense. Like, I didn't have to worry about, like, these people are going to come in and they're going to talk to me and, like, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't want to interject or anything, but imagine, right, your old truck incident, the last truck. Imagine, like, everyone saying, have a blessed day, but the one person that doesn't say it, that's the night you had that truck incident. Imagine that.
What, my car crash?
Well, you were in a truck, so I said truck, but,
The truck incident.
The truck incident.
That's still a car
That's
crash.
still a car crash.
Okay, if you want to get technical.
You mean when I was hit by a car?
Yes, when you were hit by a car.
So a
Yes.
car crash.
Yes, a car crash, but she was, whatever, fine. But imagine now was the day where that happened, where she didn't say have a blessed day.
Your mind has an
Okay.
amazing way of working. I'll give you.
Yeah, I don't know where
Yeah, my
that came
fist
from.
I don't
an
know where
amazing
you're
way to your
going with
face in
that.
a second.
I don't know where
Yeah,
you're going with
she-
that.
Yeah.
I was just making an observation. I thought it'd be funny. It was funny to me. I hate all
Well,
of you.
Well, that's good.
It's
That's
not
good. Keep that.
really
keep
an
that.
observation.
I want you to keep that rolling.
It's not really an observation. An observation is understanding and reflecting on something that's
Well,
happened.
I'm observing the irony of the statement I just put out there.
What
No.
irony? Never mind.
See, no,
Never mind.
I
Situational
I-
irony. You were taught this in English class. Situational irony.
That's
what type
not
of irony?
situational irony though, because it didn't happen. It's just
Yeah,
It's
nobody-
it's hypothetical.
yeah.
Yeah, it's still.
Nobody woke up and said, "Bless you, cat," and then just the one day they decided not to, and no, that didn't happen.
That's also not what irony is. Irony is kind of the opposite.
No,
Irony's
no,
a
you know-
scuba diver dying to drowning in his bathtub or some dumb shit. There you go.
What?
You know what irony is?
I know what irony is.
It's a
When
black
you don't have
fly
iron.
in your Chardonnay. It's a death row pardon 2 minutes too late.
Can
No.
you just move on? I hate this already.
Okay.
Who's next? Who's next?
Here next, the orange.
Who's next?
Who's next?
It was a weird title. It was
The
something about
Boys
the
in
orange.
Orange.
The Boys in
Boys in
Orange.
orange. That's what it was. I thought that's what it was,
Boy
but I
in
was like,
Orange.
that sounds a little too much like orange is the new black. So
What are you talking
I forgot that show
about?
even exists. Yeah, what are you talking about?
I thought that title sounded too similar, so I felt like it was wrong. But I guess not.
No, you're wrong.
No,
but
it's
anyways,
just you.
okay. Oh my god!
Hey,
Tell that bird I will eat that bird.
No,
we just put
I'll make chicken out of it.
that's
But
not
our
how.
cat has departed the world. So basically, the boys in orange, you know, or the mijos in Naranja. Mijos is son. Never mind. But so this is that was close. Thank you, cat. So just like a few years ago, I was living in these other apartments. I was taking these walks as as I usually do. I decided to just. Well, it was just one of these days where I decided pick a direction, walk in that direction, see what happens. You know. So I walked. I don't know where I ended up. Kind of lost for a minute, but and that's how I knew where my bearings were. But on my way, on during that walk, feel the Lord is coming through me. But during this, I actually met a couple of monks actually.
Oh,
Actually, these monks, you know, again, those guys wear those orange robes and everything, like hence the boys in orange.
gotcha.
And they're real nice. They're just like going to their thing. They're all walking like to their thing. I was like, are you guys? And I asked them. You know, I was like, what, 14 at the time. It's like, are you guys real monks? And they were like, they weren't like, you know, mad. I said that. I think I said that kind of disrespectfully because they gave me a look. I was like, is this get serious? I was like, yeah, we're real monks. I was like, oh, okay. So what do you guys do? Dudes, and again, my dumb ass. So do you do like this thing to go home the entire time?
You mean meditating?
Yeah, meditating. But I said like, do you go home? Then
He said it all weird and disrespectful.
I wasn't trying to. I was 14, man.
That's a
Man,
little
then-
too old.
Yeah, I'd be like, all right, I get it. If you were like 7,
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I never met a real monk. Okay. Anyways, and at this point, they found it kind of comical. And they're just kind of like giggling, laughing a little bit. You know, I was like, yeah, we meditate, everything. And one of the monks was like, "Do you want to try meditating?" I was like, "Okay, sure." So we walked together for a bit, found like a little patch of grass off the side of the sidewalk, and we meditated. You know, and it was pretty peaceful. You know, at the soft the sounds of the cars going by, kind of aiding to that serenity type of thing. It was pretty peaceful. They're pretty chill guys. Yes.
Please, 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 please tell me that you were with an adult of some sort and you did not just walk into a field with a bunch of grown men by
It
yourself.
wasn't into a field. It was like a couple of meters away from the sidewalk where it's like a flat patch of grass.
So
It's like-
you walked away with grown men that you were not familiar with.
No, that now that you keep saying it,
I just want to make it very clear that we do not condone walking away
We don't.
with grown men because they are dressed as authority figures, whether that is religious or not. We do not condone that.
Yeah, no.
yeah.
Kendall's not
and-
the best role model right now.
Yeah.
That could have gone a
But-
very different way, Kendall. That day could have gone a very
Kendall
different
would
way.
not be here today, potentially.
But yeah, those were the boys in orange.
We literally had this discussion before this episode, Kendall.
I don't remember what it was. In regards to that, okay, but you know,
I think you're done with your story. Ethan?
Yeah.
yeah, I'm done. I'm done.
No title for today?
No title for today.
Yeah, no. Oh shit! Hold on. Power thing's already going off on my phone. That's nice.
Charge your phone, goddammit.
I do. It's my battery's ass. I just need a new phone. That's we'll get there. But yeah, I don't have a title. I couldn't think of what wasn't creative enough. But I had a positive experience. I mean, I've had a few. I'll just say one. But I've had, and they're all pretty much the same. It's just like I said, people that I wouldn't, because like I've only been to one church before, and it was that one, so I didn't really go around a lot. So like that's kind of really where all my experiences were. But like I said, they nonetheless were all very welcoming and very cool because I had a good time there. And like I said, I would always listen. I would never start trouble or anything. But I just remember just being there and people would come up, like, you know, they would like include you in things. Like I said, they're very inclusive. They like, if I feel like if you, I can't recall asking any, like, having any questions about certain things or like anything, but I don't think they would really shy too much away from it if you were to go up to them and like on the side and ask them something or anything like that. And they never were very like, I don't know, they weren't like super in your face trying to like really like hammer something into you. They were really just all about just as a whole, like getting people together and letting people know that like, oh, you know, I like it's like kind of loops back to the community thing because it's like people are just kind of, they treat it's like family, but even though you don't really see them as family, it kind of does give you that kind of feeling. Just as ever, that's what I'm saying. It's not like you got to worry about like none of those people like in a parking lot full of cars, like you're not worrying about anyone in that room like going to steal for the most part. You know what I mean? That's usually always the case. Everyone's just very nice, very truthful, very. You know what I'm saying? That's what I liked most about those people. I feel like they didn't really. I mean, maybe they did and I didn't know about it, but that goes for everyone. It just depends on how you are as a person, I think. But no one really held secrets or like was like this person you didn't know. Like people were genuinely themselves there and weren't afraid to like go. Like I said, if they didn't know you, go and act like they did. You know, they're just very welcoming. And I think that was every time. I think it was just the constant reaffirmation of like, okay, these people are very nice and they're willing to like explain things to you and they're willing to like you know, they're not gonna like, not everyone you meet is like rude or just gonna like, you know, try and tell you this and that or tell you what to do or tell you how you should go about things and you should do it like this and do it like that. I don't think so. Like I said, I've always just been welcomed, if anything. And if anything, if it's something that they can't, like, if it's questions they have, they tell you, like, well, that's something you gotta, like, come, like, ask your question. That's what I'm saying. It's just, I feel like the way these specific people went about it was, like, why I have such a good, like, just view, like, out view on it. Like, I've never heard my experiences. Like, I've never had bad experiences with those, like, for that particular group of people, just because like that's what I'm saying. They never gave off any kind of like, never even gave off any kind of certain energy, like bad energy or just like weird energy. So it's like even that's already just like constantly feeling like good. Like so when I'm there, like I'm not like For the most part, I'm not itching to go. I mean, when you're a kid, you're always itching to get up and move, and eventually you're getting bored. But like, and I am just because I'm a fun little jittery fucker. I gotta be moving everything. Like, I'm just
Yeah.
always doing something. So it's like I'm like that's understandable for me. But I never had this like feeling like I wanted to leave. I always had this just welcoming feeling of like, okay, I'm cool here. Like I don't really gotta, I'm chilling. Like I was
Yeah.
always really relaxed, everything like that. So I mean, yeah, I've been, yeah, like I said, I can't recall any bad experiences. Like I've never seen. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like,
Seen anything weird or out of the ordinary or anything?
yeah,
Yeah.
like there was this one guy, but like he's like, but that's what I'm saying. That he was just like. I just like everyone has their own problems. So like I think he's just like he was always trying to be like he wanted everyone to like think he was like good. Like he was always like, hey, like you're doing like hey, like he probably just didn't want to tell anyone like oh
His
like as most
personal
people
stuff.
don't want to their personal issues. So like I
Yeah.
get that.
He was there for his own reasons, for sure. I think
Yeah,
you can
and that's-
always expect
That's what I'm
people.
saying.
Yeah, I think you can always expect people whenever they're in a place of worship and spiritual guidance and stuff. To you can always kind of expect everyone to be carrying their own stuff. But I think the fascinating part about what religion can do is we all have our own kind of like burdens and everything, and that kind of community, like, it really just makes you see, like, even though we are all going through certain individual stuff, like, we can all,
You're not alone.
yeah, we can all band together, we can all still be here and support each other without, having to air out all of our stuff. And I think for Ethan because I can definitely see Ethan as being, kind of on guard at first whenever people can kind of come up to him. And I feel like that experience can make it to where, like, Ethan doesn't have to do that every time he meets a person. Like, he waits to see how the person is first, It kind of stops you from making assumptions about people because people can be bad and people can have poor intentions, but a community like that can also be like some people really just want to reach out, some people really just want to be here for other people. Like, it makes you see the good in different people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which there are there's a lot of good in different people.
All right.
Yeah,
To wrap this up, I opted out of talking about the negative aspects of religion and how people push it on other people, and it's not just religion, it is how people feel about their bodies. It's about people with dietary restrictions or whatever the case may be. I opted out of talking about it because I feel like it's something that everybody talks about constantly, whether we joke about it, whether we use it against other people, which is just contradictive in itself. It's just talked about too often. I think that people need to learn religious respect and just respect in general when it comes to any aspect where someone believes about something with all their heart. We really need to think about that kind of stuff, I've known a shamanist before, I've known Buddhists, obviously, Catholics, I knew a Satanist at one point, and they're not what people think they are, and it's something that we need to learn to do, whether we believe in it or not. It is not for us to judge. It is not for us to shit on. We have to learn to be more respectful, be more open-minded, and be more open-spirited in that sense as well,
Yeah, just be kind to others regardless of what their personal beliefs are, and just, understanding that people believe what they believe because of personal experiences and the path that they have gone down in life. And you can't judge someone for that, just as you wouldn't want to be judged for your beliefs. I mean, we could spend all day arguing about who's wrong and who's right and why someone believes this and why they don't believe that. But at the end of the day, the goal is to be a better person. regardless of what you
And-
believe.
First, then, in regards of wrong or right, I don't think it really is wrong. It's just a matter of perspective and everything, right? So, the thing right or wrong,
Yeah.
it's kind of wrong in itself.
Yeah. There's no such thing as right or wrong. It's all about leaving the world better than how you found it. And the important thing is that you wake up and you choose to do that every day. And that's all you can really do. I'm not saying there are people that make totally right decisions. There are people that make poor decisions as well. There are some people that, are not favored by society for certain reasons. There are some people that, a lot of people would consider to be evil. It's all about the choices that we make. We can't judge each other for beliefs. We can just judge each other for character. I think that's the only thing that we can really do.
Yeah.
Did anyone else have anything else to say before we go and sign off?
Any closing statements, gentlemen?
Kendall, if you want to get the real ready.
Yes, the
Wheel.
The wheel of not fortune, because what was it said again? Yeah, here you go. Wheel of generations. Here we go. And as you close off to our people here, if y'all want to come together now and say your closing thoughts and everything, that'd be great for after the thing ends. Also, I did forget to add all the pictures.
It's fine.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I hate you and I don't like you.
Yeah, I'm a sub team man. All right, so is that it? Any final statements?
I don't think so.
No.
Ethan?
No.
All right, cool. I have something final to say.
Oh, Jesus.
Y'all, you better subscribe and follow the podcast, so if you know what's good for you. Anyways,
I guess.
Spin that wheel.
spin the wheel. Wheel is being spun. We're gonna get spun. Swear to God. Oh, okay.
Ethan!
Ethan!
Oh my
Okay.
god.
Wait. Okay.
That was so close.
All right. So, as per
Wow.
usual, we are not going to announce what the topic for next week is. You're just going to have to check out the next episode. You can check out this podcast on Spotify and on YouTube.
Spotify.
Check out
YouTube.
both if you can. And leave the world better than you found it. Be respectful, be kind, be humble. And we'll see you all next week.
Sit down, be
And as
humble.
the host, I will
See you
be
later.
telling you the topic right now. Fuck what everyone's saying.
No.
I'm just kidding. I don't know. I'm not. I just thought I'd say that tidbit. No, have a great night, everyone.
You're
Okay,
Okay.
bye.